So now I'm going to be going through how we actually upload our ads and then how we make sure that we are learning from every single thing that we actually put out. And so here, I'm just going to go through some different things. This is going to be our testing sheet. I'm going to walk through what we do in terms of on the actual ad. So here's an example of an ad that we just made for one of our clients. So it's very simple. We want to use this text format to get a good hook, in. And then we have these collages just to go through some different things on how the roofs look. Hopefully they can see it there. And then we throw an offer in at the end with an image creative that has worked very well. And so there's a ton of things that we can do and iterate on this later on if it works, but we want to actually analyze this so that we can do it. So the status is going to be we're creating it. Technically it's going to be launched in just a moment here. And then the hook words are going to be, look at this new roof down the street. Look, look at this new roof down the street. And then let's pause this. Look at this new roof down the street. And then we are going to, and this is the first variation, and I'll show you the second one in a sec. And then for roofers, offers financing 99. It's going to be a net new survey landing page. It's going to be a 9x16 video. So 9x16 video. We're going to apply to all. Then the length is this has to be changed, but we'll do that later. And then the copy is, there's nothing here, so we'll take this out. The initial copy, finalized copy. The placements are going to be the same. The audience is going to be the same. Hypothesis is testing text exchanges. So now we have our hypothesis, which is going to be, we're going to be testing those text exchanges for the hook, as well as beautiful roof hook instead of like don't let roofers scam you and different things like that we've tried in the past. It's a very beautiful roof. We want to have a more organic feel as well, and then more e-commerce as well, and then also like using images as slideshows. So that's going to be the actual hypothesis. And now we have our ad set name and our ad name. This is going to be very important because we don't want to do very small swings in terms of what we actually test with our creatives. We don't want to just change a color or a font or a headline. And the reason is at the end of the day, we want to design tests, of course, and having a good test is isolating variables. So what we do instead is we have all these variables, we list them here, and then at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter, we can see what variables outperformed the other ones. We can see that, if they had this headline or this hook, it performed really well. If it was this type sort of concept and different things like that. So that's why we fill all this out. And yes, it does take time to do that, but that's what it takes to be great. Okay, because we do all of this to make the ad process easier and so that we know what's actually working inside our accounts. And so that's one example. And let me go through another example. So it's the same ending, but we just have a different beginning. Okay, so again, it's a different beginning. So I'll speed this up. It's a different hook. So that's going to be the same test. Test number is 40. That's going to be 102. And it's the same creative format. The hook is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be, be careful out there. Careful, 80% out of business. And then the text exchanges, it's the same visual. same audio as well. The angle is going to be don't get scanned, and then the concept is going to be the same as well. And in terms of the editor, creator, producer, offer, curation, all that stuff is the same. All that stuff is the same. And then so are these as well. And then the hypothesis is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to take this. We're still testing organic feel, beautiful roof hook. Now the hook is going to be, don't let scam as a control ish. Because we've tested that hook before and it works well, but we're now testing in a different format, so we'll see if it works here as well. Still a more organic feel, it's still more e-commerce as well. We're using images as a slideshow, and the difference is also longer initial text exchange as well. Look at hook rates. And if you don't know what hook rates are, I'll go through that as well later on. But now I'm going to fill all this out for all of the creatives that we have here, and we will continue to move from there. Now we have actually finished all of this, so there's a total of 32 ads that we are uploading this week for this account specifically. Here we have all the different hypotheses as to why we think that it can do well, why we think it can outperform things that are in the account right now. For every single one of the 32 ads, more or less, I've written all the hypotheses as to why I think it can do better than what's already in the account. All right, so this is going to be very important because it helps analyzing the ads after. It helps make that much more simple. Okay, and the other thing is we can see bigger trends. And I'm reminded of why I actually wanted to do it. And another thing is there was 2 ads that we were going to get up, but I was going through the hypothesis and I decided I don't think it's going to beat out the things in the account. And while I may not know, I'm going to make that decision so that we can try to speed this process up. I don't want to test or put spend towards things that I don't think are going to perform. I should believe they should be performing, and every single ad we do believe performs. And here's some other examples of some ads that we just made. These are the ones that I made in the previous video. If you haven't watched that video where I make all these ads in the span of an hour and a half, and I put a little time lapse in there, then go ahead and check it out. Here's some ads that we're getting up. We're testing a ton of different things that I have in here. And the biggest thing that we want to do, again, like I've mentioned probably a few times here, is we want to make ads like they don't already see. Because most roofing ads suck, so we want to make ads that don't suck. And so we're going to test these different ads that we believe don't suck, and then we are going to see how they perform. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through how I actually upload these ads using this sheet that I've made so that we can see, so we can make sure we have set it up for success. So I'm going to jump into that right now. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating some ads. So I've just duplicated a new ad set, and now we're going to make sure that we have everything here. So here's going to be the ad set name, and I just copy and paste that in. And then we're going to have the different ad names. So for this one, there's going to be two ads, as we can see here. There's two variations. I'm gonna get the first ad name. I'm gonna put that in. And now what I also want to do is I want to check that all these settings are the same. So the way that we run our ads, we have a testing campaign. We test the creatives in that, and then we move it over to a scaling campaigns. And that's how we run our ads for bigger accounts. If it's a smaller account, we'll do everything in one campaign. But the way that we do it is we're either running a website or a survey or a landing page. For this one, we're running a website, and we're trying to get leads or schedules. We have a set budget that we're going to run this at. For all of our testing campaigns, we run them at $25 a day, and we give it about a week to perform. No dynamic creative. All of these we keep the same. For the audience, we just do 30 plus and whatever the location is. For this client, it's in North Carolina. And then we do Facebook and Instagram feeds and nothing else. And then Instagram and stories and reels. And that's it. We don't target any other place for the actual ads that we go through. And that's how we go about it. And then we typically only have 2 ads in each ad set that are on. Sometimes we have up to 3 ads in the ad set, but only 2 ads that are on at any given time. So we can make sure we're testing the right things and we are able to actually get learnings at the end of the week. So now we have the ad name that I mentioned, and then we are going to start uploading these ads here. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to delete the ad. And then we have a different copy that we change only once every couple of weeks, or actually it's much less often than that. So we're going to upload the ads here. We're going to go to the folder that I have, and then we will upload these. So that we can have the right things over here. And then all of these should be pretty self-explanatory. Yep. So now we'll upload all of those, and it'll take a second, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so now we have most of the videos that we updated. Now we just need to make sure that we are going to choose the right one. So we're looking for this one here, which is going to be one of the text exchanges, and this one is going to be the one that mentions. Okay, so let's take a look here. So is going to be this one, the shorter one. It's going to be the first one that we upload, and then we're going to not do any of that, no optimizations, upload that there. Now we're going to have the second ad name, which is right here, and then we're going to upload that. I believe it's this one, for adjusted, yep. And then we're only testing 2 ad sets for this, two ads for this one, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, so this one's going to be 2, and then we're going to have a couple other ones as well. So this is going to be test 40.1. It's going to be 40.2. And then we'll name this ad this. I have to make sure to get this up as well. Let's change the video to 5. For this full test. So now I just gotta make sure that they're the right ad sets, because some of them are a little bit different, and I want to make sure I'm testing the right things. And that's going to be one test. So we're testing the different text exchanges like I mentioned. These are all different videos. These are going to be 5 different videos. Then we have another 30 or 25 different creatives that we're going to be uploading. And that's how we upload our tests. We have 2 creatives, 1 or 2 creatives. We're going to launch them at $25 a day, so that at the end of the week we have enough, either midweek and at the end of the week we can see what we can learn from it. We're going to keep the copy the same, the headlines and descriptions all the same landing page as well. And then besides that, that's going to be everything in terms of uploading things into the ad account. We just want to again make sure that we are getting these tests done. I'm going to get everything else done, and I'll see you guys in a second. So now we have 32 ads for this week for this client specifically, and for this client they spend a lot, so we want to make a ton of ads every week, anywhere from 10 to 30 per week, so that we can make sure we are beating the curve and putting out ads that don't seem like everyone else. So as you can see here, here are some examples of those ads. And we want to make sure again that they seem very different from everyone else. And that's going to be the biggest thing. If you didn't see my last video where I show a time lapse of me making some of these different image creatives, go check that out. Next video is going to be optimizing these creatives in about 3 or 4 days and seeing what to do after it has gotten some spend. And then the video after that is going to be after 7 days, taking the learnings and analyzing different creative and deciding what to do from there. So make sure to stay tuned for those. Also stay tuned because another thing that's coming up is going to be an analyzation of all of the best creatives, whether that be images, videos, created by us, other people, etc. We're going to do an analyzation of all the best creatives with the back-end data, how much sales came from it, how many appointments and leads, so that we can give you an idea of what works and what doesn't. So stay tuned for that as well.